Hello and welcome to part 7 of JavaScript and Introduction. In this part we are going to be looking at iterators. Iterators are a way in which we can repeat code a specified amount of times. The first type of iterator that we use is called a for loop. To write a for loop we write the keyword for and then a set of parentheses. Inside of here we create a variable. We know how to do that using the let keyword. I'll call mine I and I'll set it equal to 0. This value that we set it equal to is where we want the loop to start from, so I want my loop to start from 0. I then finish this off with a semicolon. Next, I tell the for loop how many times I actually want it to loop. So I want to say until I is less than 20. And then lastly, we put what we want to happen when the for loop gets to the end of the code. So once it's complete one iteration, what do we do? And in this case, I want to I++. And what I++ means, it's the same as saying I is equal to I plus 1. So each time it'll just go from 0, it'll run the code, and then it'll go I++, so it'll go to 1, then it'll run the code, and then it'll go to 2, and so on until it's at 19, which is less than 20. So let's have a look at logging out some values using this. We'll use the variable I, and then we'll log this out with Control Alt and N. And as you can see, I get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 19. If I wanted that to be 20, I could set it less than or equal to, and then I'll run that again, and you'll see 20 at the bottom here. We can also have nested loops, so I can put a for loop inside of a for loop. And when creating the variable, when you're nesting loops, you don't want to use I again because we already have a variable I here. So let's just call this j, set this equal to 0 again. I want j to be less than 10 this time, and I want j to increment after each run. So I'm going to log out the value, and now I'm going to do decimal places. So I'm going to go console.log, and I want to log the I plus a full stop plus j. And then we'll run that, and we should see decimal places up to 20 as well. So it's very long. Moving on, we have another iterator that is called a while loop. We use while loops to repeat code whilst a certain condition is true. Whereas with the for loop, we are just doing it a set amount of times. With a while loop, we're checking against a value, a condition, and we are repeating the code continuously until that condition is no longer true. So imagine we had an app that always tracks the user. If the user allows tracking, we might have a variable called user allows tracking. So we can write the while loop like so. We can say while the user allows tracking, track user, and obviously the code would be in here for track user. So it'll come in, it'll say, okay, user does allow tracking, repeat that, then it'll go back, does user still allow tracking? Yes, and it'll go on and on and on until user doesn't allow tracking. Finally, we'll have a do while loop. A do while loop is the exact same as a while loop with one key difference. We write it like this, and this means that the code that's in here is always run at least once. So even if user allows tracking was false, it would still run this at least once. So you want to use a do while when you want the code to always run at least once, and then a while loop when you just want it to only run if the condition is true. And that's it for iterators. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next part.